Let's get it on.
Working against a base cover 2, you know the middle linebacker is going to get depth. You're going to have these safeties here at depth as well. And then you have the cornerbacks reading front to back, meaning they'll have eyes on the quarterback. So if you're working with a route like this corner route right here to Tyreek Hill, got a flat out here to Gesicki, Jalen Waddle on kind of a bang 8, then I believe maybe Trent Sherfield out here. He's on a stop route or hitch. You know that this portion right here, over here, is what I've dubbed the treasure chest. It's that little area right there in between the safety and the cornerback that you have to have the arm strength to be able to get something over to, and you have to have the accuracy, because if you lollipop that bad boy, it's going to go back the other way. Ask me how I know. Check this out. On the pull, Jakob, look at that. Cornerback thought he had him one. He tried to sink underneath it. See him right here. Trying to sink underneath it. He knows the flat route is not anything that he has to be worried about because he can drive on that. But look at him trying to rob this by sinking underneath it right here. And you can see the arm strength and the product placement. The Tyreek Hill, he's unable to get there. That, my friend, is a damn good throw. So I was watching my man, the Samoan sniper, Tua Tagovailoa, execute this. This is almost like the bones of a T lead. You got the tackle out here leading. You got a nice sweep action, right? The way he turns to do this play action, it's like they want the sweep action going here. You can see everybody looking like they could possibly block, but it's the bones of it. It's really a rollout here. You got Jalen Waddle, the Houston Comet himself, coming on a deep over. Got Gesicki backside here. He's working a sell route. And you can see Tua get outside the pocket here and, man, deliver. Come on, my man is delivering the mail. Look at that sweet action. Held it real good. And Jakob, you got mail. Look at that man delivering the mail. Come on, fam. What are we doing here? Look at this, son. I love that sweet action. We got to go into that sweep action. See, I like little shit like that, man. You dudes be out here on some goofball shit. Look at this sweep action going on. Look at the ball handling of this. Really extends it. He had me fooled a little bit there. Ain't nothing in that hand. Nothing in that hand but air. And my man coming out here on the rollout, sprinting them out the pocket. And then look at that. That's against the grain. He's a left-handed quarterback. The ball's not going to his left. It's going back right. And look at the product placement to Jalen Waddle. You've got Mel. Listen, it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, shit, this is against the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields, right? I was watching this game and watching Justin Fields do his thing. I mean, he's airmailing balls and stuff like that. Now, he had a very impactful game, but it was mostly due to his legs. And I started thinking, I was like, wow, this is how far it's come right here. That man Tua is leading the NFL in quarterback rating and having a damn good year. And I'm watching Justin Fields. They're kind of babying him, and he's running the ball a lot, doing like you would do kind of a college quarterback that you don't have a lot of confidence in. Now, he had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions there, but he only threw for 120 yards or something like that. And I'm thinking, man, this was where it all started at with the Tua coverage here on the channel. It was Murf versus Colin Cowherd, who said that the Dolphins should draft Justin Fields. You remember that? Well, if you didn't, or if you don't, you will right now. Same extent, obviously, with him being one of the top media guys out there. So a lot of people like to ride with his narratives. And to me, he confuses the people. Way too many sheeple out there, and they'll ride with these dumbass narratives, right? Here's one for you. This one popped up on a Google card because I ain't never ever watching no Colin Cowherd. I was scrolling through the Google card and I saw it said, Colin Cowherd says Miami should draft Justin Fields to replace Tua Tagovailoa. How, Sway? How dumb is that? That makes 0 sense. 0 sense, right? For one, just from his standpoint, a year ago, this is what this man said about Justin Fields and Tua Tagovailoa. Hopefully you can hear this.
Had him on the show a couple days ago. Alabama quarterback, Roll Tide. I like him. He's my number 1 quarterback, although I do think there's an injury concern, but I would draft him still. I've said that. So,
what? you can tell someone pandering to the crowd. He's even saying roll tide and all this shit like that. He had him on the see, when it was convenient, he had him on the show when Tua was popping. Now that the narrative has changed and some people are riding with some goofy shit off of somebody off of 9 starts who actually did very well, if you actually watched it and just not sheepling your way through life on Twitter, considering what he went through before then and considering what he was going through then, we'll get to it. I even want to do a little stats comparison there. But look, his narrative changed. Look, I even got a little bit more.
And do what Arizona did. Say, just listen, we drafted a pocket guy.
Yeah, let's compare Rosen.
Changing. We're going to go with Kyler Murray. You could do that with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is bigger than Tua, stronger than Tua, faster than Tua, a bigger high-end arm than Tua. He's a better athlete than Tua. A play has to be designed for Tua and the play to work. It's very Derek Carr. It's very Kirk Cousins. It's not that way for Josh Allen.
What? Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins? Tua Tagovailoa, this is not who you're comparing him to. It wasn't even a year ago. It said April 9th. We're not in April yet. Not even a year ago, he was your number one quarterback and this and that. Are you going to make your number one quarterback Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr when they were coming out? You're changing your narrative because you don't understand football. You don't understand fucking football. That's it. That's it. You will ride with the wind. You ride the wave of what Twitter says. You don't understand, or you are smart like a fox and you know how to draw ratings. I'll give you credit for that. I will give this guy credit for that. I understand media. He is great. He is great at what he does. I don't like his style. I don't like, you know what I mean, the shit that I don't like people talking about people's hats. You don't know what Justin Fields will ultimately be. You don't. At least Deshaun Watson, you had a finished product. I wasn't cool with that either. But you can convince me because that man is great. He is great already. Justin Fields is not great already. Justin Fields will be a rookie. He has a higher upside because he's bigger, faster, stronger, or whatever like that. Is Cam Newton bigger, faster, stronger than Drew Brees, but was he better than Drew Brees? Huh? Come on, man. What are we doing here? You can't do that. That makes no sense. 87 rating. Remember, he's coming off of a hip injury where he didn't have an offseason and all this and that. And just as importantly, he's playing with the Miami Dolphins offense. No run game or no run game of any significance. Myles Gaskins and people like that as the running back. Who's the number one receiver? Devontae Parker? On a good team, Devontae Parker is a number 2 receiver, and the rest of the guys that are on the team, to me, 3rd and 4th options at best. On a really good team, maybe not even in rotation. You think any of those guys on a rotation on, say, Kansas City, where they have a great rotation? Or in Tampa, where they have a great rotation? Just keep that in mind. Offensive line, piss poor. Absolutely piss poor. Have to get better on that front, but still, 64% completion percentage, 18, whomever you feel like that. Just get the talent level up around him, and then you be able to judge him. Come on, man. You can't tell me that Justin Fields is flat out better than Tua Tagovailoa enough to give up on him after 1 year. 1 year, and this was your number 1 QB this time 11 months ago. Yeah. So was I right or was I right? Get that man an offensive line and some weapons, and we get to see what he can do. Like this right here. You get that orbit motion here into the flat. I love it. Front-facing play action fake. Of course, you know what that's going to do. Drive it up. Behind that slingshot effect here, Houston Comet in breaking route. You know how they do. Them boys be killing it with this. Look at that. That's going to widen the defense. Of course, he's going to look that off, and then Jakob. And then look. Of course, you hitting it to the Houston Comet. He's going to get yards after the catch. He's a roughneck. We know he ain't no beta. Anyway, look, getting that wide in action there. Front-facing play action fake. You see that slight glance off right there? Like if you're on the second level or if you are a flat defender, that's going to take your eyes and your attention just enough for that man to work those virgin tight windows and get it in there. Oh, love it. Let's see it from this angle here. That sure feel to the flat. See that look off? What you gonna do with that? That man too accurate, and he's too quick with that piston quick delivery I was talking about back then, right? Look at that. Oh, what I tell you about those tight window throws, over and under coverage, he eats that alive. And then north-south, Houston comment, no beta in him. One of the major factors that I left out even back then was the coaching aspect of it. Getting that man an offensive-minded coach who can be a guru with the quarterback and work hand in hand and be able to understand and work around his strengths. Now, you see stuff like this. You're putting this defender here in a conflict of deployment. You're running Gesicki in his area, just kind of being able to bait him in that direction for this speed out here by Tyreek Hill. So he has to try to combat both of this. Got an underneath defender here, but he's able to circumvent that, work that real quick. Got that slingshot, piston quick delivery. Look at this. That quick. Look at it from this direction. You saw the defender? You saw the cornerback here? Right? He originally goes with that out route. Mike McDaniel in his bag. Goes with that out route, but now he's like, oh, yeah, he's definitely going to want to go here. He's baiting me to go here just for him to go backside right here. Leaves Tyreek Hill alone all by his lonesome touchdown. So remember, Cowherd was in there talking about the bigger arm thing and all this, and yes, Justin Fields has a bigger arm than Tua Tagovailoa. He throws a better deep ball than Tua Tagovailoa, but 90% of the game is not that. And if you want to measure arm strength, you have to measure it from a plane with accuracy attached to it. Those are opposite hash throws where it takes arm strength and accuracy. Opposite hash throw right here, the Tyreek Hill running this out, and you can see the accuracy, and this is a long-ass throw that's past the numbers. Past the number. I believe you're going to get motion here by the Houston Rocket, and then they're going to shoot this out there. And you can't say that this is not a good throw if you're an actual football person. Look at this. On the pull here. Look how long of a throw that is. Come on. And it allows Tyreek Hill some time to get upfield a little bit. They're getting explosive plays, right? I think explosive plays, I forget. When I played it depends on your coach. One of my coaches said that an explosive play was something like 18 yards or something like that. I would generally think 20 yards would be an explosive play. A lot of people think just 50 and 60, 70-yard touchdowns are explosive plays. You start stringing together 20-yard plays, you flip the field pretty quick. It's only 100 yards, right? So you can see right here the leverage. This man has inside leverage. He's already doomed if this is an out route, of course. And, of course, it is. Tyreek Hill sticks that foot in the ground. That man does a good job of flipping his hips, though. But he's just too out leverage. You get that early pandemic separation right here. And Tua shooting from the opposite hash past the numbers. Too easy. But he can't throw, Cletus. He just can't throw. You contrast that with Fields. I'm not sure he can steer. Like, the ability to steer is to be able to put the ball exactly where you want it to when you see it. Now, eventually I believe he'll get to that point, but that wasn't the point that I was making with the Justin Fields versus Tua thing. My thing was Justin Fields is unnecessary because Tua can be very good if you get him the weapons. Now, people are going to say Justin Fields doesn't have weapons. He's in a similar situation that Tua was in. Well, then what the fuck are you talking about? He wouldn't have done good either under those circumstances if that's the case. So it can't be that because a lot of people said that he rises above the teammates around him. That's what they were building Justin Fields as. Like, it didn't matter who he had. He'd make everybody better. I don't see that. The numbers don't bear that out, nor does the play. They're having to baby him through stats, and I don't think that's a winning formula here. But if you see here on like a throw like this, see him on the pull, opposite hash, on a fade, he air melts it, puts that bitch with the cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? See right here, and this is a strong part of his game. But look, a really accurate throw right here probably drops in the bucket. The receiver left him enough room here to do it, but he got that bitch out there to the cheerleaders. You know what I mean? So obviously, it actually ended up being a pretty good game, probably better than it needed to be. The Dolphins' offense, to me, is the strength of the team, where I thought it would be a 50-50. One hand washes the other, both watch the face situation. The Dolphins' defense is kind of poor to me. I don't know what's going on. That's way too much talent there for the Dolphins to be struggling on defense. We see here, though, your man Tua, another 300-yard game, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions there. 70% completion percentage. Justin Fields here, 17 out of 28 at 60% completion percentage here. 4.4 yards per completion. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions there. And if you saw the touchdowns, you know it was just some little baby type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get the job done. There's no doubt about that. He got the job done in that fashion, but nothing like what people were talking about. He be hitting 60, 70-yard touchdowns on the dime and all this and that. They're really babying him and having him work with his legs. 15 attempts for 178 yards. A lot of those were on scrambles. They had some design runs as well, but a lot of those are just scrambling, and the Dolphins playing man defense and stuff. Let's see Tua here. A 10.1 average yard per completion. Come on, man. I remember that chump that said that Tua was just the same old Tua, Cletus and all this. Yeah, the same old Tua who is number 1 in the NFL in quarterback rating after this, coming out of this Chicago Bears game, and probably a pretty decent margin as well there. Come on, he's completing 69.9% of his passes, 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And to make it worse right here, actually, look at this, Jalen Hurts. I can go on a tour just off of these 3 guys who I co-signed in so many film studies that said they were a lot better than people were giving them credit for here. And they're both 1, 2, and 3. And then you have my guy right here, number 8, Lamar Jackson. Come on, man. Give your boy a little bit of credit here. But listen, this is the talk of shame right here for your boy Cowherd. I was looking for my original reaction video, and right below it was Colin Cowherd having to talk about Tua's MVP odds. I don't even want to click on it. He has to talk about Tua's MVP odds now, and I just castrated that man earlier talking about replacing him with Justin Fields. Come on, they had that damn pick, and they did exactly what they needed to do with it, get him some weapons, and now we see. Now he's talking about Tua's MVP odds, man. The fuck out of here. Strike the band.
Hey, I like Tua, I guess. Not much. I mean, he's not an elite guy, but I do think.
He's clown. I like Tua. Not much. He's not elite, but and I like Tua.
He's an accurate thrower. If you surround him with a coach, a left tackle, I like Gesicki. Great players. You know, in this league, I mean, Case Keenum had a great year one year. If you give Baker Mayfield got to the playoffs, if you give guys protection and really good weapons and an offensive coach in 2022. You can shred some people, and Tyreek Hill is a field tilter.
What I tell you, flimsy as fuck. I should have never listened to that shit. Now I'm mad all over again like the original time. So now, instead of you saying this shit, actually knowing the fucking sport, you could have said this same exact thing then, and the whole thing wouldn't have been an issue. Yes, if you give people some weapons, you actually give them some good coaching, and you give them some pass protection, they do have a chance to actually be very good. You know, most of the people who are very good in this sport have those things. Matter of fact, you can't name nobody who doesn't, who is very good, whether it be Patrick Mahomes and or Aaron Rodgers. If you look at Aaron Rodgers right now, he doesn't have some of those things, and he doesn't look the same. Now, he's a little bit older and everything, but I guarantee you if you gave him some better weapons, some better pass protection, he would still be Aaron Rodgers. We saw that with Tom Brady's last year in New England. He wasn't the same without the weapons and with a faulty pass protection. That's called football. At the very least, put someone on an even playing field and then judge them. Now, if Tua was struggling still, then yeah, you'd be like, okay, he just does not have that. But you can't judge somebody next to the next person who's driving a Ferrari, and you're having another man race with a regular stock EG Civic. That doesn't make any sense. How you gonna compare the two, man? As I said before, this dude don't know shit about football. He understands how to do media, and you people listen to this clown. The fuck out of here.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.